In my previous video, I have explained about Python variables. In this video, we will learn about the Python keywords. Okay, what are Python keywords? Python keywords are special reserved words. Python keywords are special reserved words that convey special meaning. That convey a special meaning to the compiler or an interpreter. Okay, compiler or an interpreter. Okay, what are all keywords? Keywords are special reserved words that convey special meaning to the compiler and interpreter. Okay, each keyword has special meaning. Okay, each and every keyword has a special meaning. Okay, and they will perform special operations, and they will perform special operations. Okay, each keyword has special meaning, they will perform special operations. Okay, so we cannot use keywords as an variable or an identifier. Okay, variable or identifier we cannot use. Okay, otherwise it will throw an error. Okay, now let's learn what are the keywords available in Python. What are the keywords available in Python? Okay, let's learn what are the keywords available in Python. First, there are Boolean keywords: true, false, and none. These are the Boolean keywords. If the condition is true, it will return true. If condition true, return true. Okay, this is true. Any non-zero value is considered as true. Okay, any non-zero value considered other than 0, it will consider as true. Next, false. If condition is false, return false. Okay, keep this in mind. The first character is capital: true, false, none, and rest of other keywords everything will be in lowercase. Okay, except these three. Okay, any zero value considered as false. Any zero value is considered as false. Okay, next, none. Right? Okay, none is denotes null value or a void. Okay, it denotes null value or void. It denotes null value or void, but cannot be 0. Okay, 0 is not a null. Okay, so none and all. Okay, 0 is not a none. Okay, these are the three keywords. Okay, Boolean keywords. Next, logical operators: and, or, not. These are the three keywords used as a logical operator. Okay, these three are Boolean keywords. Okay, these three are Boolean keywords. These are logical operator keywords. We will learn this completely in operator chapter. Okay, Python operator chapter. Okay, and means the conditions, like if both are true, then it will return true. If both conditions are true, it will return true. Now, either rest of the cases, it will return false. If false If one condition is false and another one is true, then it will return false. And if one is true and another one is false, it will return false. And last one, if both are false, then result will be false. This is logical and keyword. Okay, next one is R. So if both are true, then result will be true. If one is true and one is false, then condition is true. If one is false and another one is true, then condition is true. If both are false, then condition result will be the false. Okay, this is logical or operator. Next, not keyword. Okay, not keyword used for negation. Like if it is false, then result is true. If it is true, then when we apply a not keyword, then it is false. Okay, these are the three logical operator keywords: and, or, and not. Okay, next keyword is assert. So these assert keyword used in exception handling. Okay, this keyword is used to, okay, this keyword is used to handle exceptions. Okay, and it will used for debugging tool. Okay, it will help in debugging tool. Okay, in Python for debugging we will use assert. Okay, we will discuss completely about this in exception handling chapter. Okay, this assert keyword used to check the correctness of the code. This keyword used to check the correctness of the code. I will show simple example. For example, a is equals to 10, b is equals to 0. Then I want to print. Okay, is a is dividing by 0. So I am doing the exception like divides by 0 error. Then I use assert keyword b not equal to 0. Okay, print a by b. First it will check the condition. So if b is equals to 0, it will throw an error. That with assertion error, it will throw an assertion error. B shouldn't be 0. If b is not 0, then it will execute this print statement. Okay, like this we will use this assert statement. We will discuss this completely in exception handling chapter. Okay, next keyword, def. Okay, def keyword is used to declare a class. Okay, sorry, declare a function. Def keyword is used to declare a functions in Python. Okay, in Python functions can be declared using def keyword. I'll show one example how to define function. Def followed by function name. Okay, and followed by arguments. Okay, for example a comma b within bracket followed by colon. Okay, we don't have any curly braces as in like for example with VJX C program we have curly braces, right? So we don't have curly braces in Python. We have we use indentation. Okay, instead of curly braces we will use indentation, means spacing. So it is very much important to learn about indentation. Okay, I will explain in indentation chapter. So instead of curly braces in Python we use indentation. Okay, indentation means space. Instead of curly braces we used to give space. Okay, so like this we will create a function def function name followed by within arguments, then colon, then within this function we can do operations. Okay, a plus b, then I need to print c. Okay, now I will call my function of 10 comma 20. Okay, like this we will create function using def keyword. Def keyword is used to declare a function. Okay, we will discuss it more about def keyword in function chapter. Okay, my next keyword is class. Class is used to create a class in Python. Okay, it is used to represent the class in Python. Class keyword used to represent the class in Python. Okay, it's just a blueprint of object. Okay, it is a blueprint of object. Okay, next what is the class contain? Class contains variables and methods. Okay, it contains variables. It's like a container, contains variables and methods. Okay, then how to create a class? I'll show a simple example. Class keyword followed by class name okay, class keyword followed by class name. Okay, inside that you can create any function whatever you want using. Okay, like that. How to create a class? Class keyword followed by class name colon. Okay, we will discuss it more about class in object oriented programming chapter. Okay, next keyword continue. Okay, continue keyword. So continue keyword used in loopings. So why it is used means it is used to stop current iteration. Okay, stop the execution of current iteration. It will stop the execution of current iteration when we use continue keyword, and it will start begin with the next iteration. Okay, for example, if I'm executing my iteration for I is equals to 1 to 10, if I is equals to 5, if I use continue, it will skip the fifth loop and it will execute from sixth loop, like that. Okay, I will show you example. If my a is equals to 0 while a less than 4, so a is equals to a plus 1. Okay, for example, if a is equals to 2, then I use continue, which means it will skip the second loop. Okay, when a is equals to, it will skip that loop and it will continue with the next loop. Okay, print a. Okay, continue will use to skip the current loop. My next keyword is break. Break is used to terminate the entire loop, where continue is used to terminate current execution iteration, but in break used to terminate the entire loop. Okay, this is the difference between continue and break. It is used to terminate the loop execution and control transfer to the end of the loop. So it will stop executing current loop and control transfer to the end of the loop. Okay. Simple example, for I in range 5, if I is equals to 4, I need to work when I is equals to 4, I stop executing the loop, I'll come out of the loop. Okay, like that. Okay, my next keyword is if and else, elif. Okay, these keywords are used for decision making, like if statement. Okay, else statement, these are used in decision making. We will discuss this completely in decision making chapter. Okay, if used to if we'll check the condition and execute the statement if the condition is true. Execute these statements if condition is true. Okay, for example, if a greater if a greater than 0, then print a. Okay, like this. If a greater than 0, then it will print. So else is used with the if statement. For example, if condition is fails, then else statement will execute. It will used with if statement. Okay, when if condition fails, then else part will execute. Okay, for example, if a greater than b, then print a, else print b. Okay, we have to initialize a is equals to 20, b is equals to 20. Okay, it will check if a is greater than b, and it if a greater than b, then it will print a, else it will print else part. Okay, like this. Here also just a is equals to 3. Okay, next, elif. Elif is used to check the multiple condition. Okay, this keyword is used to check the multiple conditions. Used to check the multiple conditions. Okay, I'll show example. For example, if a is equals to and 90, if a is equals to greater than 85, then print grade A, if A greater than 60, print grade B. Okay, like this will be used. If A greater than 35, print grade C. Else print fail. Like this it will work. Okay, but in Python we don't have switch statement. Okay, in Python we don't have switch case. Okay, we'll discuss it completely in decision making chapter. Okay, these are the three keywords: if, elif, else if. Elif is a short form of else if. Okay, if, else and elif. Okay, my next keyword is del. Okay, del used to delete the reference of an object. It is used to delete the reference of the object. Okay, for example, I have created a is equals to 10. I have deleted a. Now if I gonna print a, it will throw an error that the variable is not found. Okay, to delete the reference of the variable we can use del. We can also use del to delete a list tuple data types. Okay, and that we will discuss during data type chapter. Okay, now next keyword is try and except. Try and except are used in exception handling to handle the exceptions. Okay, the try and except is used to handle the exceptions. Okay, these are used in exception handling. Okay, what are exceptions? Exceptions are the runtime errors. Okay, we will discuss more about this in exception handling chapter. How it will use, for example, I declare a. Now I'll use try black to check my condition. To check the condition, I will use within the try black. B is equals to 1 by a. It is a zero division error. So exception can be handled in exception black. Okay, exception as e. Okay, now I'll print exception. What is the error printed? So it will print zero division error. Okay, we will discuss more about exception in exception handling class. Okay, next there is another keyword which is used in exception handling called rise. Okay, rise keyword is used to throw an exception forcefully. We can forcefully raise an exception using rise keyword. The rise keyword used to throw the exception forcefully. Okay, to throw exception forcefully we will use rise. So for example, I will show simple example. A is equals to 5 if a greater than 2. I want to raise an exception. Raise exception a should not be more than 2. Okay, like this we can throw exception forcefully. So while coming to exception, we have seen uh, four four keywords. Okay, one is try, except, and rise and assert. We can also use else keyword in exception and also use has. See, as keyword in exception to represent alias name for this exception. Instead of representing exception as with fully, we can make it alias name with small a, so we can able to print that small e instead of exception. Writing fully, we can write it very simple. For that we will use as. Okay, we will discuss more clearly about all keywords in exception handling. Okay, my next keyword is another one is in exception handling. It is finally. Okay, finally keyword is used when we need to execute some statement in our exception and in our program. Okay, whether it is try and catch blocks are running or not running, we should execute some statement in our program. Then we can keep those statement inside the finally function, so that our this function will execute whether it will try or catch box will run or not. Okay, finally keyword is used to create a block of code that will always be executed. So it will always execute whether it will execute try or block, no matter the try except black try except black raises an error or not. Okay, whatever statement we need to execute in our program, we should keep them inside finally black so that it will execute finally black compulsory. Okay, this is another keyword which we'll use in exception handling. Okay, then my next keywords are for and while. These are used to create looping statements. These are used to create looping statements. Okay, both statements are used for iterations. Okay, we will discuss more about this in looping chapter. Okay, for and while, these are the looping statements. Okay, next one, import. The import keyword is used to import modules in the current Python script. Okay, we have built-in modules are already user defined modules. When we need to import them into our current working script, we can use import keyword to import those modules. Okay, the import keyword is used to import modules in the current Python script. Okay, so this import keyword used to import modules into our current Python script. Okay, This module contain Python runnable code, already built-in functions, anything. So we'll discuss how to use import, how to import modules, and also how to create our own modules and import those modules into our current working script in Python import chapter. Okay, modules chapter. In the module chapter, we will discuss all these things about import, how to import module, how to create our own module, how to import them. Everything we will discuss in modules chapter. Okay. Next keyword is from. This is also used in modules chapter only. This keyword used to import this specific function or attribute in the current Python script. Okay. For example, in there is a module called math. Okay, these are the mathematical function. I need to import only square root function. Okay, then how we can use from math import sqrt. Okay, only it will import square root function. Okay, so that for that purpose we will use from. Okay, this from keyword is used to import the specific function or attributes in the current Python script. Okay, like the above example I shown. From math I need to import only sqrt, like this. This keyword will be useful. Okay, we will discuss more in modules chapter. Next, as I previously said, has used in exception handling and also has used in this modules, also used to create alias name. Okay, it is used to create alias name. Okay, it is used to create alias name. For example, import calendar as cal. So instead of using calendar as a complete word, I'll use shortcut with cal to do some operations. Okay, as keyword used to do as alias name. Okay, next keyword is pass. Okay, pass. The pass keyword is used to execute uh, nothing, means it will execute no statement. Why we use pass keyword means, if we create an empty class or empty function, then it will throw an error. So to avoid that error, we'll use pass keyword. Okay, if we use this pass keyword, it won't throw any error. For example, if I create a class, my class, if it is empty, it will throw an error. Instead of that, I will use pass, so it will won't throw an error. For example, if I create one function, my function, if it is empty function, it will throw an error. Instead of that, I will use pass, so that it will won't throw an error. Okay, for this purpose we will use pass. The pass keyword is used to execute nothing. It will won't execute anything, nothing will be there. For example, empty function, there is nothing will be there, just it will pass that function. Or to create a placeholder, it will hold the place for future code. It will hold a placeholder for future code. If you want to do some code within this function, it will store a placeholder. When we need to do some operation, we just write the code inside by the pass. Okay, inside that function. Okay, why it is used? As I said, when we create an empty class or function, it will throw an error. So to avoid this, we use pass keyword. Okay. My next function is return. Return used in function to return the result value to the called function. Okay. Return is used to return the result value to the called function. Okay, it will use to return the value to the result value to the called function. For example, define sum of a comma b, then I use c is equal to a plus b, then I will return c. So it will return c to the called function. Okay. Next keyword is keyword is used to check the two variables are referring the same object or not. Okay, whether they are referring to the same object or not. So we will check this by using is keyword. Okay, we can also check this with id. There is a function called id, right? In my previous variable, while explaining variables, I have shown that id function, right? So using that also we can able to check whether they are referring the same memory or not. Okay, so while using id, it will gives the id address. Okay, but while using is, it will throw, if it is referring same object, it will throw true, or if it are not referring different object, then it will returns false. Okay, is keyword is used to check if the two variables refers to the same object or not. Okay, how, for example, x is equals to 5, y is equals to 5, then print x is y, it will print true. Both are referring same object. Okay, like this. Okay, my next keyword is global. Next keyword is global. The global keyword is used to create a global variable inside the local function. For example, a is equals to 10. Define function, my function a comma function b. Okay, no need any variable. Okay, I have b is equals to 10, print b, print a. So as we seen, we have declared a global variable. Okay, and we have declared local variables also. We can access global variable inside local variable also. What if I need to create this global variable inside my local function? Okay, for this we can use global keyword to create global variable inside a function. Okay, I'll show how to create a global variable inside a function. Instead of a is equals to 10 there, I'll use global of a is equals to 10. Okay, so instead of creating a is equals to 10 here, just we can create global of a is equals to 10. We can't able to do a global of a is equals to 10, it will throw an error. So we should do like this only, global of a is equals to 10. Like this we can create the global keyword inside the function. Okay, next, non-local. This is also same as like that of global keyword. It will useful in nested function. Okay, nested function, it is neither global nor local. That keyword is called non-local keyword. Okay, the non-local is similar to the global and used to work with variables inside the nested functions. For example, I have defined my outer function. Okay, sorry, I have defined one outer function, then I have created one variable, then I will create a inner function. Okay, I have created nested function like inner function, and I have created non-local of a, which means we can access this variable inside this function by using non-local. Okay, now I am changing the a value is equals to 30. Okay, now I will print local of a. Okay, next I will call inner function. So inner function should be called first, next we should call outer function in nested loop. Okay, we should keep this one in mind. We will discuss more about in decorator chapter. Okay, print outer of a. Okay, now I will call outer function. First we should call inner function, then we should call outer function outside, otherwise it will throw an error. We will discuss more about in decorators. Okay, how to call inner function, outer function, inner function, outer. Okay, like this it will give result as 30 and 30, because we have access non-local this value here, and we have changed the value 30 so that it will return 30. Okay, next keyword, lambda. Okay, lambda keyword used to create the anonymous function in Python. Okay, to create anonymous function. What is anonymous function? Means a function without name is called anonymous function. Okay, the lambda keyword is used to create the anonymous function. Okay, anonymous functions in Python till used to create the anonymous function. Okay, what is anonymous function? Means anonymous function is a function without name. Okay, a function without name is called anonymous function. How to create an anonymous function? A simple example I'll show. With lambda keyword followed by argument colon next expression, means I have doing expression. Okay, the syntax, lambda keyword followed by argument list followed by expression. Argument should be any number of arguments, but expression should be only one expression. Keep that in mind. We will discuss more about in anonymous function chapter. Okay, I have created anonymous function using lambda. Okay, like this. My next keyword is yield. Okay, the yield keyword is used with the Python generators. Okay, the yield keyword is used with Python generators. Okay, why you have to use yield means it will, for example, I need to print one value at a time. For example, for I is equals to 1 to 10, I need to print one at a time. Instead of printing 1 to 10 at a loop for all 1 2 3 4 5 6, I need to stop for everything. For I is equals to print first one, then I need to stop. I need to print second one, then I need to stop. For that purpose we'll use yield. Okay, we'll discuss more about this in generator function. Okay, and the last keyword is with. With is used in file handling. Okay, it makes code will be very cleaner and readable. So the most advantage of using with is we need not to close the file. Okay, without using with we need to close the file, but with using with we need not to close the file. Okay, the with keyword is used in file handling. Okay, it makes code cleaner and more readable. Okay, the advantage of using with is we don't need to call close function. Okay, to close the file. Okay, these are all the keywords which are available in Python. Okay, we'll discuss each keyword further on each chapter when we come up with the keyword. Okay, we'll discuss it with examples and everything so that you will get an idea in which place which keywords are using. Okay, these are all the keywords which are used in Python. Just go through the all keywords whichever I discussed here and see what are all the uses of each keyword, and we will further discuss in next videos, upcoming videos. Okay, thank you guys.